Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. We have an absolutely beautiful day in the UK today. It is I think it is the hottest day of the year so far. So just really enjoying the weather, and especially where I live, I'm very lucky. We are one of the few countries in the world, I think we're one of about 3 or 4, that we are completely corona free. So about 10 days ago, we went completely back to normal life, no more social distancing. And the only thing that is different is you cannot actually leave. Our borders are closed. Well, you can leave, but you can't come back. Our borders are closed, but it's great. I mean, everything is back to normal. So I hope that everyone else can get there as soon as possible. Of course, we're here to do our weekly review of the L Word. This week we are on to season 2, episode 6. So let's get on with the episode. I remember when I first saw this episode, I absolutely hated it. Like, hated it so much. And I hated Helena. I don't even like using the word hate, but I hated Helena. I did. I hated her so much. And the fact that she became one of my favorite characters by the end of the show just shows you what a change and what a great arc for the character and everything. And Rachel Shelley is awesome too. But yeah, in season 2, oh, I hated her. But anyway, starting off the way we normally do, going through our characters. Jenny, Shane, Carmen, Mark, I'm going to talk about them all kind of together. I find it so strange that no one in that house seems to be working or bringing in. I know Mark is doing his videos and he gets a good income from that, but Jenny, Shane, and Carmen, I know Carmen doesn't really live there, but they just seem to have these parties all the time and everybody's always drinking beer, yet is a size 0. And they also are just always hanging out and wearing Free City clothes, which are super expensive. So I know it's a TV show, but you'd think they'd show them going to work once or twice. Jenny does have that class, and she does have the assignment from Sandra Bernhard to do a day without speaking, which kind of strange, but okay. And in the beginning, Shane and Jenny are kind of talking about Carmen, and Shane is giving Jenny a bit of advice, and Mark is saying, wait, like, you dated her and now you're gonna date her, isn't that strange? And I mean, lesbian community obviously is quite small, and people do date exes, date people's friends, and exes of exes date each other, and I mean, they're not really doing anyone any harm. So I personally have never really gone through any of that, but each to their own. I do also, when I watch season 2 back, I kind of forget how long the Carmen and Jenny arc goes on. Like, in my head sometimes I always think it's like 1 or 2 episodes, but it does go on for quite a while. Kit is going through a whole thing with Benjamin Bradshaw, and at one stage brings Bet along for the ride. I mean, I kind of agree with Bet on the whole, those type of motivational speaker type people. I think a lot of it is the way the horoscopes go, that they're saying such a variety of things that they're obviously gonna catch people into that at some stage. I do have some friends who are really into that sort of thing, and I mean, again, if they're not hurting anyone, then completely go for it. I do sometimes think that some of it is seriously overcharged. Like, some of the events I've seen are like 10 grand for 2 or 3 days, but if that's how you want to spend your money, then I'm not going to tell you how you should spend your money. Alice and Dana are finally getting to the point where they're going to, well, Dana's going to break up with Tanya, and Dana's like putting it off because she's having this big celebrity Grand Slam Heineken tennis tournament, and Tanya has Melissa Rivers come, and when Dana does finally tell Tanya that, it's over, she doesn't mention Alice or anything, Tanya ends up telling her that her and Melissa Rivers have lightning has struck and they've started dating. So I do find that really funny, like Tanya kind of graduated to the next level of celebrity after Dana. So obviously from next episode on, we will see Alice and Dana together. And of course, last but certainly not least, my favorites, personal favorites, Bette and Tina, which this episode is a rough one for them. Obviously, Tina is going out with Helena and she seems to really like Helena with, you know, the beginning scene where Helena comes and, you know, Tina's really, you know, in the beginning of a relationship where you want to appear perfect to the person and all. And obviously with Helena, it's kind of heightened because, as Alice says, she always looked like she was personally dressed by Yves Saint Laurent. So it's pretty funny. Bette does come to Tina's and they have the discussion about Bette saying, you know, this is my baby and I want to raise the child together. And Tina doesn't really give her a firm answer and says, you know, let me think about this. So Bette, I know it probably takes a lot out of her to say okay and not try and push too hard, so I'm sure that was very difficult. Bette also goes to an art show where she runs into Helena, and Helena tells Bette that this guy Leo Herrera is coming to be like a fundraiser, but they've hired him under a consultant so it doesn't, you know, violate Bette's contract. And when Bette finds this out, she calls Tina to vent, and you do see this quite a lot throughout the show with Bette. Even though Tina and her aren't together, Bette is, I don't want to say uses, but Tina is an emotional crutch for Bette in a lot of ways. I mean, this is a perfect example. And even in like season 4, whenever she's, you know, trying to give the sign to Jodie, and even earlier in the season where Tina basically writes the text message for her, and even in Generation Q where Tina turns up, you know, this, it's not the sort of situation or relationship that most exes would have, where they're still kind of there for the ex-partner, which, I mean, it's nice, but also they haven't really completely severed or split up that relationship. Bette also goes to Benjamin Bradshaw's toe with Kit, and Benjamin obviously knows the situation because Kit's told him, and he gives Bette advice to go and like hand cut flowers and leave this note and things for Tina. And it just kills my heart when Bette goes to drop off the flowers to Tina and, you know, say what Benjamin said, and Tina is literally on a date with Helena and basically sleeping with her at that time. So I just really feel sorry for Bette, also because I really identify with Bette and I've been in that exact same situation. I also remember when the show first aired, it wasn't too long until after that situation happened to me, so it just kind of all makes me think about it. I mean, it's been a long time now, but memories, you know, just come back. I'm in a bit of a situation like that. Like any casual relationship I've had, it's like I've never been the herder, but then any serious relationship I've had, I've always been the one who gets hurt. So I identify with Bette personally, but also like the relationship way too. And that's a wrap for this episode, guys. I mean, as I said in the beginning, I used to absolutely hate this episode, but now, I mean, it's not a great episode. It's not one that if I wasn't doing reviews like this, I probably wouldn't watch it, because it's just, I don't think there's anything really in it that is a favorite scene of mine. It's just kind of a vehicle to drive some of the stories a little bit on. There's nothing too big happening apart from Helena and Tina, which I'm not too bothered about seeing, but it's not one of the episodes that I'd really go back and rewatch. However, I do not hate it as much as I used to, because I know what happens now, obviously. Although we still have work to do, because as we know what is going on with Generation Q, we need to get them back together for sure. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the video or any of my other videos, please consider subscribing. If you just hit the tiny little subscribe button that's right in the corner there, and also be sure to hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time I post a new video. I'm really close to 2,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate anyone subscribing. And if you are a subscriber, you like the video and you comment on it or any of my L Word videos, you'll be entered into a draw to win an L Word t-shirt, and I will announce the winner when I review the season 2 finale. Also, don't forget, if you want to keep up with me and other L Word content in between videos, be sure to follow me on social media. I do have a couple more videos coming out over the weekend, beginning of next week, where I have a new episode of Gay Netflix where I'll go over the new documentary Disclosure. So I definitely recommend anyone to check that out over the next few days so that they can watch the review when I post it. And of course, I will have some more L Word content coming very soon over the next few days. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you have a great end of the week, a great weekend. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.